Ready to do a show?
Yeah.
I'm ready to do a show. Let's see what we got here. What do we say today?
Not today.
What do we say to today? Not today. What do we? How do we start this thing? How do we start our show? How do we?
Like a thing.
When you're drunk, you do that when you're drunk.
Oh.
Yeah. You do that to prove you're not drunk. If you're not drunk, you put your fingers on your nose. If you are drunk, you miss and you hit your eyeball and stuff.
You put your finger on your nose. You drink, I drink, we drink.
We drink, I drink, you drink. We put. Oh man, that's a DJ Milk Dud song.
Where are your sunnies?
When you drink, I drink. We put our noses on things. It's the best. Elevator buttons. Getting pink eye. Watch out, everybody. You got yourself a star in your eye. Bom, 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 bom. You need to get some tattoos for your blues because you're feeling really sad. But you shouldn't get one because that would be bad. If you like to eat peas, go on and have a sneeze because your nose is runny and I think it's kind of funny. Wah, wah. Hey, everybody, it's Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, episode 414 for February 8th, 2018. Chickpeas be poppin'. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, the show that brings to you the latest and greatest and odd and crazy news from all around the planet. I am your host, Steven, and I am joined, as always, by the wonderful Ashley. She says hi.
Hi.
And we are here today to bring you the news. We are here protecting that news like your own children. We just put them in a living room with some knives and some forks and some matches and some gasoline and hope for the best. That's what the news is to us. It's just a giant blob of children and fire, and we're hoping to somehow rein that in, and hopefully it doesn't turn into zombies on fire who run into barns and set your cows on fire, which then sets the world on fire and the apocalypse occurs.
Jeez.
It's time for some news. We're also babysitters. We're also all kinds of different things. Smash, how are you this evening? How are you?
I watched a movie last night, and I want to talk about it because I'm excited.
You want to talk about a movie?
Yeah.
Is it a movie that's old enough that I don't have to put up the spoiler banner? Like this long drawn out maybe. You're like, I don't know when this movie came. Is it the movie that looks like it was shot with a handy cam that I was watching last night?
No, it was the autopsy one that you totally missed.
The one, but both of them had a common.
2016.
Both of them were Emil Hirsch movies.
Yes, which was so funny because Stephanie's like, "Hey, look, we're having an Emil Hirsch-a-thon." I'm like, "Dude, it is!" And the only reason we knew that because we paid attention to the credits in both of them, and then
Because I wasn't there to go, hey, these are both Emil Hirsch joints.
yeah, and you just like walked in and said it, and we started laughing.
I was like, look, Emil Hirsch. I don't know why that guy, like, he has one of those faces, you know, he's been in movies I know and some that I like.
He kind of has a douche face.
He does. He can make that. Like, he played a skater in Dogtown and Z-Boys or something.
Oh.
And he had a punk face. He had like a I'm gonna walk up and punch you in the head face.
Yeah, I just like, which was really interesting because it was the autopsy of Jane Doe that came out in 2016. Does that count?
What? Swearing?
That's 2 years ago.
Oh, the spoiler thing, not the swear, because your swear jar's up to 3 and we barely even got started.
What the hell? No.
I think that was another swear. I just heard.
Hell is not a swear. You say hell.
I do not, and it is a swear because it is used out of context. If I were to say, hell is a place that the Lord hath given the world.
What constitutes a swear? Like, are we saying all swears on all tier levels?
Yeah, unless you're talking about donkeys, or you're referring to those heathen shall burn in hell. Then you can't use hell as a verb, or hell is a verb. Hell is an adjective. I don't know. You got to be like, you can't be like biblical with it. If you're unbiblical, then it's a swear. It's like you can't use
They're unbiblical.
you can't use the DAMN word if it is not as in the context of cursing someone.
Of a dyke.
What? Like the thing that guy put his finger in to keep the water from flowing out?
That's still.
You remember the story about the little boy in Holland who kept his finger in the dike? You're an adult now. It's got a worse context. But before, but when you're a kid, it's fine. But when you're an adult, you're like, that sounds odd. And then you think that every teacher that ever told you that story also sat there and was like, So anyway, talk to me about Emile Hirsch. What did you need to clear up?
I wanted to talk about the autopsy of Jane Doe.
Right, yeah. Talk to me about that.
It was a fun movie.
So we should watch it?
It's a scary movie. I don't know if I'd consider it horror. I mean, technically, I guess there's like zombies and witches and dead people and blood.
So there's like thrillers and horrors, right?
I feel like this is like it's kind of a thriller, but with horror overtones. Because it's supposed to scare you, but it's so it's fun.
It's okay. This is a great review.
You had a Discord issue.
I did, but I was paying attention because
I just saw it chat because it made me laugh.
Yeah, but so movie's good. You should watch it.
The movie is good. It like you get to the end and you're like, that's awesome. So like you kind of start to get what's going on when you're through a little bit of it, and you kind of guess some stuff and you get like excited and you like high five each other. But then at the very end, like something happens, you're like, no. And then I've been thinking about it like since I watched it. I'm like, was it like this or was it like this? Because if it was like this and then it was like this, I mean the dialogue's great. There are like screaming F-bombs, but it's a dude and his dad, and they would like dad and I would legitimately be screaming F-bombs like when they did it. So it wasn't forced. And then I mean there's mainly two actors and then just a dead naked woman.
Yeah, Brian. Oh, that makes it more enticing. Dead naked women. Yeah, I'm in. Okay.
Naked. So you do stare at a naked body pretty much 80% of the show, but it's like Westworld. You don't. She's dead, so your brain's like it's not.
Oh, okay. You're just
there's a disassociation. Yeah.
That's a new. I still don't know if I want to just watch a movie with just a naked person hanging
Westworld?
out. There's nobody in this that I recognize other than Emile Hirsch.
Who is the chick?
Ophelia Lovebond, which that was good last name. Lovey Bond. She was in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Was she really?
Yeah, as Karina, whoever the devil that is, in a bunch of episodes of TV stuff. So she's in some things.
I feel like there's literally no way that's her actually. Oh wow, she looks different when she's not dead.
That's what they've always said, Thank you, McFly, for capturing that quote. So okay, so the autopsy of Jane Doe, a mystery horror thriller.
It wasn't like
Yeah.
It was good. It was one of those things that made you think, and like the scares were good.
So we all have to keep in mind when we hear recommendations of movies from Ashley that Resident Evil is one of her favorites.
Liked it too, and I just thought about something.
What did you think about?
You're not gonna watch it ever, are you?
What? This movie?
Yeah.
No, but like 4 people in the chat might. So, and all the 300,000 listeners of the show will be like, hey, you done spoiled that movie. I was going to watch it on Prime like yesterday.
Okay, well, if you guys watch it, talk to me because I have questions.
That subject, like, whatever. So here's the thing, Ashley. I'm fat.
Did you say you're fat?
I'm fat. And we got to solve this problem because it is an issue. I have some jeans on right now that are fine when I'm standing, but buddy, when I sit down, I got a Dunlop problem.
A Dunlap?
My belly Dunlopped over my belt.
Speaking of the way that you said Dunlap, did you teach your 2-year-old son to ask for a lane 2?
Yeah, I did. He says, can we build a lane 2?
Lane 2.
Lane 2.
Like he even moves his head just like some sort of special ostrich. Can we build a lane 2?
I taught him how to say that because I was like, we need to.
Yeah, Sam, what are you asking for? And finally, Stephanie's like, lean-to. He wants a lean-to.
He
I'm
wants
like, why are
lean-to.
you saying it like that?
He wants a
And
lean-to.
Stephanie's like, his father? Like, oh.
Because I was like, all right, boy, let's build us a lean-to. And so now when he says it, he'll be like, can we build a lean-to?
Lean-to. I don't even, it's so...
If you don't confuse and mess up your children, then you're not doing a good job as a parent. He'll grow out of it. He's not going to always call it a lean-to. But it is my favorite thing that he says at this point in my life.
I just, like, I was shocked when he said it. I'm like, who are you? You're Steven.
He is mine. I made him do that, and it's the greatest. But no, seriously, I need some help with my muffin top. I'm gonna need some help because this is not working out.
Last night when I was like, hey, do you want me to show you a couple stretches to help you do your neck? And you left the house, you're like, all right,
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes, but yes, I remember that. I remember specifically going, these Ashley's going to tell me what to do and I'm leaving. So what I'm going to do, I'm asking for help, but I don't want any. So I'm going to act like I'm seeking it. And then when it disagrees with the way I want to live, I'm going to disregard it completely. And as long as you know that and I know that, everything's going to be fine, right? Isn't that how we do this in America?
Yes.
You tell someone something, they go, yes, that's a great idea, and then they go eat a chicken nacho anyway.
So Jacob was like, we're doing Taco Bell at Steven and Stephanie's, right? And I'm like, yes, but I'm gonna make my own tacos because I can't put that in my system. Like I can't.
Are you putting the crushed up nuts with cayenne pepper in a lettuce leaf again? Because that's my favorite taco that you make.
Oh, I'm totally going to do it now. I'm going to go to Trader Joe's. I'm going to get me some assorted nuts. And I've got amino acids. And I've got nutritional yeast. I'm going to give me some romaine lettuce. I'm going to make me a freaking taco. Everybody's going to be jealous.
Ashley, since we have the amount of times I had gone to their house when she was a raw foodist, I would go to her parents' house where she was at the time. And we'd sit down to this glorious like beef tips and noodles dinner that her dad made, and she would come over with the giant pink bowl of death with like 87 whole romaine leaves and a Tupperware box full of crushed nuts and some sort of liquid with seasoning on them. And then she would go and pull out one of her romaine leaves and put some of that nut filling and eat it. And we're all like, what are we? It's like a horse. You're just like... And it's like, why didn't you just dump the noodle, the crushed nut mixture into the bowl and crunch it all? Well, you've done that before because you'd get tired of the taco part.
That was the cucumber sandwiches. I would do that.
Oh, the cucumber sandwiches. Yes, the other completely nonsense food that you tried to make interesting for everybody. You all are going to die of cancer. You know, and I'm sitting there like, yes. But that's fine, because I'm not eating what you're eating right now.
I love that bowl.
Yeah, it was a good bowl.
So part of eating raw is that you have to enjoy the food while you're eating it, because it didn't taste like a taco. It didn't taste anything like a taco, but it was very fun to eat. It was good. It was really good. And now that I'm thinking about it, that's exactly what I'm going to do, because I miss doing it.
Do it.
But, like, I'm going to watch you guys eat tacos, and I'm going to eat my freaking nut taco. And then when everybody feels like death the next morning, and I'm like, I'm doing yoga, and I'm eating my nut tacos, I'm like, no. So it's a trade-off. You guys will enjoy your food while I'm crying, and then I'll enjoy the next morning while you're crying.
While we're crying in the bathroom, pooping our pants.
It just depends on where you want to spend your time crying.
Usually not in the bathroom, burning a hole in my butt. But I had a dream last night.
Wait, what?
So weird. I had a dream last night that I was trying to shave my butt with a straight razor. And I got it stuck on my butt cheek, and it wouldn't come off, and I got all concerned about what happened. And then I was like, what the crap is going on? Then I woke up.
Was Stephanie's hand wedged in between your anus?
No,
like, what was going on?
Like a hemorrhoid nightmare or something. It was the
Like
most
the
messed
blade
up
was
dream.
launched into a cheek?
And in my, like I was just shaving, for some reason I was shaving my butt. And I had like my razor on my cheek. And it got stuck and I took my hand away and I'm like, oh no, I must have gone too deep.
Subject. Well, there's a segue. So I have a question. Have you ever actually shaved your butt crack?
No, I've never shaved my butt. But that was in my dream for some reason.
So I have a question again, part 2 for this interview.
No, I don't want it.
So you think of a guy's butt, right? You're like, whatever,
Yeah.
it's a hairy butt. You think of a girl's butt. If her butt was hairy on the inside crack, that would be unattractive to most men, right?
I guess. Depends on how much time you spend with a butt.
I guess it depends on your sexual positioning, but occasionally the butt would be very visible.
It depends on your business there. Depends on what you're doing. Depends
I'm only here for vacation, dog.
Depends on the engagement.
I just like that quote is now in our system.
It's
I had a
fine.
dream last night that I was trying to shave my butt with a straight razor. That's the epitome of Steven right there. I feel like that's gonna go on your tomb.
That's everything? No, my
So-
tombstone says I ate in.
Aight then.
Yeah.
Here lies Steven. Man who will not talk to his heroes but will email.
Email me
Man
this.
who dreams of shaving butt with straight razor.
I'm pretty sure
Horseshoes.
I'm pretty sure I saw a friend from church when I went to pick up food tonight, and I was like, I think that's him. But then it wasn't him. It was just another bald person in plaid. And I was like, that's like the uniform at our church, is
Yeah, that
bald
is.
and plaid. And I was
Yeah.
like, that's not him. And then another person came, I was like, I'm pretty sure that really is him. But I had convinced myself that the other guy wasn't him. So I was like, well, that guy can't be him because the other guy wasn't him. And now I just want to see him here. So my brain thinks it's him. It's totally him. I only know one person with red Vans that also wears plaid and is bald.
Wait,
And-
so do you think you saw him the first time and then when you went to look it was the different guy?
No, I thought I saw, because they were sitting they were sitting at a table. So the one guy never moved, so I knew that wasn't him. I was like, oh no, he's just in plaid and bald and looks like him. But then another guy came along later from the bathroom or something and walked and sat down. I was like, that was him. Like, but it's not, because it can't be, because the other guy I've already determined is not
So
him.
were they sitting together?
Maybe. So you know what I've considered doing? Messaging
What?
him on Facebook and going, hey, were you at BJ's today? Because I think
feel
I
like
saw
need
you.
to do that.
Because that's what I do now. I'm like, hey, I think I saw you somewhere. And I
Wait,
didn't say
BJ's
hi.
the restaurant?
Yeah, the restaurant.
That place has fun food. Like all drop the things.
Oh, my tombstone should say currently on the number 9 train.
I don't get
Sub is so right. That's because you watch
From-
my stream on
it.
mute.
Oh, okay, that's what I say from Giggity Grimoire. What is
Because
that?
you don't have to tune in if you're going to mute it anyway.
Well, no, I was just muting it for that one part because I was talking.
Yeah, it's the number 9 train. It's the fastest way to the paradise. You know?
So, I mean, is that before or after 3/4?
What? That's so you get to the 8th underworld when you die, and you get a travel package that includes either walking across the land of the dead, cruising across in a car, or taking a boat, or the number 9 train. Because there's no airplanes in the land of the dead for some reason.
What? So what's
So
like,
then you
what
get,
would be
you get to
more
your final
enjoyable?
resting place. Well, the idea is you don't spend a whole bunch of time in the land of the dead. You just go straight to paradise. But if you have to do the 4-year journey, or you have to work off your time, you know, you got to hang around. This is all silly. We can learn all about this by watching the Grim Fandango stream every Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m.
Yikes.
At least this upcoming Tuesday, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to beat it.
Yikes.
Let's do a factoid. Massachusetts has the most twin births of any state in America. So if you plan to procreate, don't be in Massachusetts,
Oh, that's hilarious.
because that's a bad idea. I got one.
Massach-
I'm happy with it. I
I'm
don't
not
need
entirely
to.
sure if that was the factoid I originally have because it's in the other document and Jacob's like, it's not here. Yeah, it is. No,
It's-
it's not. I'm like, I don't know, just look up twin facts. He's like, he looked it up and he's like, there's nothing on the internet about twins. And then he gave up.
Massholes having twins. I like that.
Assholes.
That's awesome. I heard of somebody from when I was in college, a girl from Massachusetts referred to herself as that, and it cracked me up.
A mass hole?
Yeah.
I mean, we
Made
say
me
kiss
laugh.
mass.
We were in Florida, which is a long way from Massachusetts.
Oh, Florida. Tallahassee.
Oh, Tallahassee.
The
It's a good
Governor's
place.
Square Mall. That's where I developed my makeup obsession.
Was that the Governor's? Oh, with the dude with the makeup on. Did he tell you how? No, maybe I was with Stephanie when that happened.
No, when we were at one of the stores, I asked the man if he had, do you have these shoes in a size 11? And he looked me up and down and laughed and said, no, try another store. And I'm like, you dickhole.
That's horrible
Like,
because you have size 11 feet, which is an uncommon size.
it's really
for
not
the
like
women's.
I mean 11 or 12, just depending on how the shoe fits. But I'm just like, it's my foot is not big compared to the rest of me. Like, dick is not a curse.
It is. It is.
Richard,
Swear jar 6.
you're all Richards.
World news. Mexican police find tiger cub sent by express mail. You know, I mean, how else are you supposed to send it? Doesn't make any sense. The authorities in Mexico said they rescued a sedated tiger cub that had been placed in a plastic container and sent via express mail. Now, this is sad. This is sad, producer
This
Jacob.
is annoying. Why, Jacob? Why?
The federal attorney for environmental protection said police using a sniffer dog to root out contraband from a load of mail at the new Tlapacaca Central Bus Station in Jalisco discovered a plastic box containing a Bengal tiger cub. The cub,
Plastic effing box.
that's pretty horrible. The cub, which federal police estimated to be about 2 months old, had been sedated and sent via express mail. The tiger cub, which had been bound for an address in Querétaro, was found to be dehydrated and underweight, but in otherwise good health. Well, good. It ends happily. It was taken to the Wildlife Rescue Directorate of the municipality of Tlaxcala de Zinga. Yeah, I'm not going to try that one again. Investigators said the tiger's ownership papers were in order, but the method of mailing it was considered to be a form of animal treatment. The case remains under investigation. So it's like, you had the right paperwork. You went 90% of the way. Like, you did the difficult part, which is acquiring paperwork to transport a tiger. You just failed to figure out how to send it properly, how to get it to its destination.
Bengal tiger, like, Bengals are big.
I mean, how big is a Bengal tiger cub?
I don't know, 2-month-old cub.
I'm going to search for it. It's going to be in the news. Watch this. Watch this. Bengal tiger cub. Yep. Oh, that's horrible. Do you want to see what this looks like? Oh, hold on. That's Fox News. I don't want to give them any more hits. Let's see. Oh, this is the Daily Mail. Oh my gosh, why do I keep getting things from the Daily Mail? I hate the Daily Mail. That's your kitten there in a plastic Tupperware with some papers. Well, here, let's just look at Bengal tigers for a second. See how big they are.
Oh,
look how cute.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Look how cute and tiny they are.
That thing's going to eat somebody's face.
I think Sam is finally going to sleep. I've been watching him and just observing, because why not, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like he just rolls all over the place, and then he finally pulls the covers over him and is like, okay, peace out, y'all. And he falls asleep.
Essentially what I do. It's much harder with someone else in the bed, because I'm like, I'm uncomfortable. I don't want to wake somebody up. So I like take 10 minutes to roll over, but I'm pretty sure my extended 10 minute of trying to move is like worse than if I don't know.
I just wish that I could lay down and just close my eyes and bam, like be asleep. Like, I hate the falling asleep part.
I love that because my mind like plays all these fun things and I have all these weird brain thoughts. Jacob lays down and within 5 to 7 seconds, he's out.
He needs to go to one of them sleep doctors. He might have the apnea.
I actually thought about that, but I just think he only sleeps like 6 hours a night and he's just effing tired. Like,
that's also possible. I fell asleep so fast last night. By the time Stephanie came upstairs, I was already gone. I was toast.
Jacob was still awake when I got home.
Oh, he was supposed to be in bed.
Like, well, I don't know. I figured I'd wait for you.
He's like, stay out as late as you want. I'm going to sleep, and then can't.
Yep.
I've been there. I can't go to sleep when Stephanie's not home. I'm like, why would I go to sleep? This is dumb. Small town news.
I was gonna continue off of the whole not being able to sleep when nobody's home but then I read the title of this and it made me laugh. Woman arrives home to find neighbor's dog riding her pony.
Oh my gosh. This is the funniest, most amazing thing.
Yankee Doodle and two chowder riding on a pony.
It's so
Yankee
stupid.
Was a corgi pup. And his name was Michael. A dog riding a whoa shit. What just the adjectives in this? A dog riding a one-eyed pony into the night is surely a spectacle that needs video or proof. Missouri woman made sure to get exactly that. Kylie Schnecker.
Sure, Kaylee Schenker.
Schenker.
Learn how to spell your name in non-ambiguous ways. Like that could be Kaylee or Callie.
I'm gonna say Collie. Oh my god, her name's Collie and she has a dog.
Wow.
Pulled into her driveway to the sight of her neighbor's corgi sitting on her horse Cricket. She recorded a 15-second video of the pony trotting away into the darkness as the canine sits atop looking at the camera. The 22-year-old posted the video with the message, "I can't make this stuff up. So we pull back into our driveway tonight and this is what we see. This is not our dog, but apparently him and Cricket, the one-eyed wonder pony, are best friends." Schenker says the corgi's owners are Mennonites who avoid going online, so they likely won't know their dog is gaining internet fame.
Oh, that's amazing.
I'd be like, so your dog.
You'd be like, so I need to tell you this, and you don't have to know, like you don't have to look at it, but your dog is famous on the internet now. Did you know, some buddy of mine said he went to a Mennonite farmer's market, and he said you would not believe the amount of iPhones that you see at a Mennonite farmer's market. Which is really strange, considering they're not supposed to have that kind of thing. Like, they have one phone in their entire enclave that they use for emergencies. Because ain't nobody supposed to die.
I know zero things about Mennonites and Amish. And
it's like Amish, I think. I don't know. If you are a Mennonite, you can come tell us what your life is. But you probably haven't seen this show. So it's going to make things difficult.
Chiefly in the U.S. and Canada, member of the Protestant sect organizing in Friesland of the 16th century, emphasizing adult baptism and rejecting church organization, military service, and public office. So a cool person.
Yeah, actually, I agree with all of those things.
All right.
It's like, sure.
I think I'm about to become a Mennonite as long as I can.
Sounds great. I'm going to swear off all this stuff I don't want to do anyway.
Friesland?
We don't like organizational things, you know. They do this thing. The Amish, they do their what do you call it? Their Wanderlust, their Rumspringa.
Rumspringa.
When they get to leave when they're 18 or whatever, and figure out if they still want to be Amish or not.
Right.
That's a thing. They go out.
Many people like. I wonder what the statistic. Well, you would think like so many people like normal culture, mainstream culture would say, of course they're going to leave and never come back. But if that's all you've known growing up, like that's your culture, that's your life, and you get out and you're just like, maybe not so much.
Yeah. I think
it's awesome because you don't feel like you're beholden to it.
I think a lot of them don't stay. They end up going back. Like some Amish youth do indeed separate themselves from the community, even going to live among the English or non-Amish North Americans experiencing modern technology. Their behavior during this time does not necessarily prevent them from returning for adult baptism into the Amish church. I don't have a number here on how many of them actually stay gone. Like say, well, I had a lot of fun out there with hookers and blow, so I'm gonna peace out.
But that would be like a good, just fascinating statistic, I think, of how many come back and how many stay.
Yeah, somebody find out how many Amish actually leave the Amish community during their Rumspringa.
Yeah, or just in general. Like, I wonder if, like a 16-year-old says, F this, I'm done. I like raisins. We have a special section.
Orgasmic raisins. Special section. Hold on, there we go. Pyeongchang Olympics set record before it begins.
What?
Oh, I heard about this. This is bad. Are you ready?
Oh.
This is terrible. More quotes. Thank you, McFly. Even though the 2018 Pyeongchang Winter Olympics Games haven't started yet, one unusual record has already been set. Most condoms distributed to athletes. Them darn Olympians. Every time. It's they ran out when they had the Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City. The entire town ran out of condoms. So these are the most athletic.
I mean, at least they're being
safe.
Safe.
Sure. These are the most athletic. Well, their genes are superior. So they're just like, hey, we're all here together. We're all beautiful and fit. Let's do some stuff.
Let's bang one out.
Plus, there's studies to show that the release of testosterone created during a get together can improve athletic performance. So they're just executing, it's part of their training. We'll just say that. Part of their training.
Well, I mean, that's I just wonder, well, I guess they would relax more too.
It probably, it clears your mind, get your head out.
I just wonder what the atmosphere is like after you've slept with 15 people, right? Like, do you find one person and sleep with them the whole time so there's no like drama, or do you go and bang it out with like lots of people and then hope that there's not drama?
I don't. So I am a traditionalist, and I just don't. I don't see. I would be like the person that gets their feelings hurt in a situation. I'd be like, what? You just. It's just one. What is this? We're not forming a bond in a real relationship here. I feel so used. Like, that would be me. Like that. So I am nowhere near the mental state to even compute how this works. Because I would be like, you can't touch my parts. We just met each other. They're my parts. You can go somewhere else.
Steven's college experience was vastly different than mine.
I did not. You know what? Everything is fine. My school it was all dudes anyway, and I was basically engaged to your sister the whole time. I was gonna say,
you've been engaged to Stephanie since you were 16.
I met her when I was 17, and that's how life goes, and I'm very, very happy with that. It's all good.
I would be, if I married the first person it would be Mark Bowers.
Yeah. He's pretty cool though.
Well.
No.
He's awesome.
No, you don't.
We're idiots for each other.
No, see, I just lucked out and found the best one. Like, this is my first go round there.
First try.
Yeah. I mean, I had a girlfriend and we were fine, but that fizzled out. But this one didn't, because I like her a lot, because I married her and stuff.
And then I got her with baby. I think I still feel like I would find one person, and then
you would just find the one person at the Olympics and just go to town with them over and over.
Bang it out with that person, yeah. But then it's just like, what if I can't? I've got to be up at 6 a.m. and yours is all the yeah. I would find the closest person that had the most similar schedule to me and just be like, okay.
You just be like, come over here. Let's just get nude or whatever. I'm too insecure for that business. Olympic Village officials said local manufacturer Convenience Co. donated 100,000 condoms to be distributed to athletes, while the Korean Association for AIDS Prevention donated an additional 10,000. The total number is about 10,000 more than the number of condoms provided during the Vancouver 2010 or Sochi 2014 games. The number of condoms provided in Pyeongchang amounts to 37 condoms for each of the 2,925 athletes participating. The opening ceremony for the 23rd Winter Olympic Games in Pyeongchang starts at 8 p.m. Korean time at 6 a.m. Eastern on Friday.
Subject's like, what if the other competitor was in your event? Well,
can you cross? You should cross events probably. You should be like, I'm going to go find a bobsledder if I'm a skier.
But aren't most events broken down?
I don't
unless it was like people's figure skating. Like, most events are broken down between men and women, right?
I guess so. There's not like a gender neutral event. It's like female.
I think even skiing and everything, right?
Yeah, it's women skiing and men skiing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. The only thing I can think of is couples figure skating.
So here's a polarizing question for you. Oh, figure skating. We're going to be watching that. It's a triple Lutz and a triple axel. And Stephanie knows all the moves. It's amazing. So, yeah, do you think this is the thing? This is the question that's going to hurt everyone's feelings. Do you think they should, in the name of equality, and men are as good as women and women are as good as men, remove gender split sports in the Olympics? Do you think it would be a good idea or a bad idea?
If they remove gender.
So if they were just like bobsledding is bobsledding and it's women and men together.
I'm thinking of like Katie Ledecky. And I'm like, nah, she'd have been fine against all the guys.
Yeah, she was good. She was good. It's not my idea, McFly. It's my
he's asking a question. I love how he goes just ape shit over certain things.
You have to be able to ask questions you're not supposed to ask. It's the way we learn, you know? So do they do it? And if they do it, what if the men qualify to a greater extent than the women? Then they split it back up again? Because that's
I like the men and women things. I feel like, especially like with gymnastics and figure skating and stuff, because I feel like the women and men do stuff so differently in form, things like that. It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
and then you think about
the
you're like, well, and then you think a lot of times that like men will place better, like in swimming and stuff, and you're like, Katie Ledecky killed everybody. But then at the same time, like that's for the most part an anomaly. It's like, and I think that's the thing, like we want to be, let's be equal. But at the same time, like, I realize that I have physical limitations that some men wouldn't have just because, like, we're made up a little differently. We've got different centers of gravity and, you know, like, our bodies find things that are more important genetically than a man's body finds important genetically. Like, that doesn't make one better or worse. Like, who cares? So having them split up it makes sense to me.
See, I guess because that is the difference. It's not a mental exercise, it's a physical exercise in which there are grand genetic differences in the way a male can operate versus a female. Like, it's not to say female wouldn't be strong, but maybe not as strong as the strongest male just because of the way
just genetically stacked.
Genetically works differently. Like, if you were to have a mental tug of war, like, they definitely could be on the same page because there are brilliant women and brilliant men, and the brilliance is equal. You know, like you're.
So I think the way our society looks at stuff is just kind of building off what you said. Like, a woman really isn't going to be as strong as a man just genetically, but in like society's mind, that makes a man superior because he's stronger.
Which is not necessarily always true.
It's stupid, really. Like,
it's a really dumb thing.
You can, like, good job. Like, you can pick that up, you know, but it's just because we've put more importance on certain things because men-centric, societal-led
patriarchy.
Yeah. I was trying to avoid that word, but I'm glad you said it.
I mean, that's the word you use, right? Like, when the men are the leaders to some degree, then it's a patriarchy versus a matriarchy. You know, granted, there's women. This is all just. I feel like I'm walking on eggshells around here.
I know, like,
I was like, I want to say these things because these people know me well enough to know that I think everyone is capable of everything. I've literally yelled at people, not yelled, but fussed about people that even allude to the fact that a woman may not be able to do a thing a man can. Oh, we need to let such and such do that because he's a dude. No, don't do that. Like, I get all bothered.
If he wants to do it and she doesn't, or if she wants to do it, who cares, you know? But yeah. So I do want to point out, yes, and I feel like an idiot because I didn't even think about this because I am super straight-minded. Yesh was like, just because he's like, there may be some lesbians and some gay folks at the Olympics, so.
That's true.
And I'm like, oh, hi.
Yeah, one set of those would not need condoms.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what they would put them on. Well, yeah, you're right. Maybe.
And then he said they probably didn't use them for sex; they used them for balloon animals.
That's probably true. That's actually the most likely scenario. Well, now that we've dug holes all over the place and just gone ahead and pooped right in them, maybe like Sub said, maybe we should have an after hours podcast where Steve says anything. Well, you know, I have considered the Steven ask questions you're not supposed to ask show.
I would love that. That would be the best thing ever.
Where I just get really uncomfortable and ask questions that I'm curious about that I know polite society would basically throw me in a thing for.
You would get all these assholes going, now, Stephen, men are superiorly better with their genetics, and God made us until we watched those women folks so they could stay home and cook me some beef stroganoff.
Well, people immediately associate, like, if I were to ask a question that is polarizing, they would determine in their mind, like, as soon as I've asked the question, that I have picked a side. When a lot of times it's like, no, I'm literally looking for enough information to know if there's a side to pick. Like, I have no equipment here to work with. I just have a thought, and I need someone with more experience than me to say, hey, that thought you had, here's some details to fully flesh out that question and give you a little bit of a perspective so you can decide. Like me and a coworker of mine long time ago, he used to be one of the in a anti-hate militant group in the 60s, and it was quite militant, and it was fun to talk to him about these polarizing subjects because it was a previous life, but his explanation is kind of like saying you had a friend in the KKK. You know, you're just like, well, he left the KKK, but I had a friend in the opposite of that, which was like another thing, and it was like, I'm just gonna stop talking.
I'm saying, I will make you feel better. There was a man. He's a Canadian psychiatrist nutball that they took a little excerpt out of an interview he had with somebody, and he was talking about how women should not work with men in the workplace. But he was asking questions, and he was doing it in a very forceful, awful way. Because the only reason, well, okay, that's not what he said. He said, why do women wear makeup? Why do they wear red lipstick? Because when you're having sex, your lips flush. Why do they wear, why do they do this? Why do they do that? Why do they wear rouge? Because when you're orgasming, your cheeks flush. And I'm like, motherfucker, like, maybe I just want some green eyelids. Holy shit. Like, I promise there's not much thought that goes into makeup. It's like, I have a zit today. Bloop, bloop. Zit's gone.
Right?
I would like to wear orange lipstick. Bleh. Orange lipstick.
It's like those people who do body language reading, and they're like, if you cross your arms, you're putting off a defiant deal. And I'm like, maybe I'm just freaking cold. Maybe that's just how I sit. But now I'm all cautious of when I do this, and I'm sitting in my office. I'm like, I look like I'm closed to ideas. Open the arms. Open the arms, Joe. I'm open to ideas. It's all bull crap, but it's just something we can key on and go, oh, that guy, he doesn't care about what I'm saying anymore. And he's like, no, it's 65 degrees in here. I'm holding my arms close to my body because that's what you do when you're freezing to death. You're trying to warm up your core. Bunch of jokers.
Or when you slide down in the seat, this is the most comfortable place to put your arms, because otherwise you're like...
Yeah, you stack them on your belly, Yeah. Since I've got plenty of belly to stack them on when I'm sitting down. And no, I don't have a friend in the KKK sub. It was an example.
It was the exact opposite of that.
It was not a real thing. It was the opposite of that. Friend is like coworker that we used to chit chat a lot. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anyway. He was in some sort of more political activist group.
Activism on the good side.
He was a Black Panther. I'll just go ahead.
There we go.
He was a Black Panther. But it was always good. We had very good conversations about race relations because I had so many questions and he had so many interesting answers. It was really fun. And nobody ever got mad. It was like the best experience to talk to somebody with like really strong views. Just be like, well, bam. Ogtrapog is amazing. I lay down spread eagle at meetings so everyone knows I'm open to new ideas.
I'm gonna cry. Oh my god! Someone make that a quote.
That's the best. Let's get out of this area as fast as we can. So I've talked a lot. This is typically my section, but would you like to do this one?
No, because this is both things that you like.
Oh, good. Study reveals chemical in McDonald's French fries may be a cure for baldness. Hold on, I'll be right back. That's the best. McDonald's French fries might lead to a cure for baldness. No, not by eating them. Never mind. I'm not going anywhere. Maybe I just take the French fries and rub them on my scalp. Researchers at Japan's Yokohama National University, where they make the tires, Yokohama tires. Everybody into that?
Tire?
Yeah, it is. Used a chemical found in the fries to grow hair follicles on mice, according to a study published in the peer-reviewed journal Biomaterials. The study focuses... he probably has. Tell Jacob to research this. The study focuses on the large-scale transportation of hair follicles to areas where there is no hair. Researchers use dimethyl polysiloxane.
Isn't that just a silicone?
I don't know. I don't know anything about this. Jacob could have read that word. As part of an oxygen-permeable solution to prepare 5,000 hair follicle germs. These self-sorted hair follicle germs were shown to be capable of efficient hair follicle and shaft generation upon intracutaneous transplantation into the backs of nude mice. Although nude mice, like they don't have hair, nude mice. Although researchers note more studies are required, the findings could lead to a potential strategy for hair regeneration. According to nutrition information found on McDonald's website, dimethyl polysiloxane is used as an anti-foaming agent in the oil used to fry foods, including French fries, chicken McNuggets, and fried fish sandwiches. Why would they need to put anti-foaming? I guess so the bread stayed crispy and didn't get puffy.
I would love to have a chemical rundown of the shit in fast food.
Jacob could probably do that for you. He is a chemist.
Yeah, he's gonna be at work tomorrow and be like, "Look, I'm not eating them. I'm gene splicing them with the panda bear's cloaca."
Panda bears have cloacas? That doesn't sound right.
They do now, thanks to Jacob.
Today they do.
Yeah. You know what? This was probably like, let's use this chemical and test it. And then it's also found, like, somebody didn't just walk into McDonald's and eat a French fry and be like, this has an anti-foaming agent. You know what it was? A scientist went to McDonald's every day, greased his hands up with French fry oil, and he didn't realize it. And he would just sit like this.
Oh, yeah.
And just like where his fingers were, grew little hair patches. And he's like, what is doing this? And then he finally realized that's
what he did.
Yes.
Oh, Zafo hooked us up. Anti-foaming makes sure the oil stays in the fryer and doesn't escape and become a giant tower of flame.
Gross.
That sounds useful. That sounds like a good thing.
I could have used that in college while I was cooking.
You could use that now while you're cooking.
Oh, I overboiled the garbanzo beans and they went everywhere and the house smells like burnt garbanzo beans.
It's because, so I think what your problem is that time is not a thing for you.
Yeah.
So when you try to cook things, you just go, that'll probably be 10 minutes. And then you're gone for an hour and you come back and it's black and you're like, oh, 10 minutes is a lot shorter than I thought.
Boil like at all, and I'm like, I'm gonna go do my yoga, and I'll come back, and I'm sure they'll be boiling, and I'll just turn them down to a simmer. And like, I was downstairs, and I kept hearing, and I realized that was where the water had boiled over and was evaporating quickly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, you did it wrong. WTF section.
I feel like this is a story that I have read 700 times in 700 different places. Like, I don't know if it's the same story.
It could be very well be a different story every time because there's a lot of dispensaries in California.
Yeah, and I'm just like, this, like, I was on Facebook when I first saw this, so it's been a while. Like, so it has to be every year.
Every year.
This one's new. And everybody's like, what the hell is she talking about? Girl Scout sells 300 boxes of cookie outside marijuana store.
Marijuana?
No, they changed the name of marijuana. What's the other name for marijuana?
Reefer.
No, like the actual name.
Hashish.
Of the plant.
Purple punch.
Hempy, just hemp.
Purple sticky punch.
No, what is, like,
hemp.
what? Somebody help me!
Purple haze.
They changed the name to marijuana because it sounded quote unquote Mexican, and they were trying to vilify it. Remember when Mexico was just bad because everything's made
drugs,
in Mexico?
Yeah.
What is it called?
Whatever. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Kelly says this is not allowed, so this story could be bullcrap. The Girl Scouts of America do not allow the selling of Girl Scout cookies outside of marijuana dispensaries.
I feel like you guys are missing out.
Unless, I mean, if it's a Girl Scouts of America thing, then that's all the America. You know, not just states where there's no legal weed. That's all America says. No, you can't sell outside of a drug dispensary.
Yeah.
Says in the article that it is legal. Oh my gosh, there's so much.
I don't know.
I don't know what to believe.
A young Girl Scout sold more than 300 boxes of cookies in just 6 hours thanks to picking a prime location outside a California marijuana dispensary. Like this, because I feel like this started as a joke, like a meme on Facebook ages ago.
Oh, yeah.
San Diego marijuana store Urban Leaf, which has started selling legalized recreational marijuana, posted a photo to Instagram showing the young girl hawking her Girl Scout cookies outside of the shop on Friday. The girl's father said she sold more than 300 boxes of cookies in about 6 hours outside of the store. Girl Scouts in San Diego said the organization has no problem with the Scouts' location choice. The group said booth sales don't begin for another week, but girls are allowed to sell cookies from wagons as long as they're accompanied by a parent or guardian. It says of guardian, but somebody can't type. So if that's what they say they were doing, then they were right within the rules, Girl Scout San Diego spokeswoman Allison Bouchan said.
Well, good. You know, if it's in the rules, you pick some hungry high potheads. And you were like, hey, you want some cookies? And they were like, duh.
Like, I really want to know if this is real or not, because...
the article it's pretty convincing.
Well, that is an Instagram post of a Girl Scout chick in front of Urban Leaf with cookies. Like, is that maybe a marketing ploy for them?
I don't know. That it could be. Or they could just be... Well, yeah, because it is posted by Urban Leaf California's Dealio.
Yeah, so they could have just got I mean, she's not dressed like a scout, but she's got the scout.
So this is what they did. So they can't set up a booth in front of a pot store. You just can't do it. But they can sell from wagons. So like Zafo said, she just circled the pot store with this wagon, basically staying in motion, and therefore is never really set up in front of the pot store. She's just
so all she
walking
has to
by
do
it.
Is like, yeah. Just sell out of her car that moves a parking spot every 5 minutes.
Yes, that is what she's doing. We're going to have to take a short break. 1 moment, please. Okay, I have to go. Sam is like still not asleep. So I will be back in like 2 minutes. So just give me a minute.
I'm going to read a story.
No, you're not.
Okay, so it looks like this is true. But I mean, I wonder how many of these, I mean, I guess this is a thing that they do now. Take-Two convinced me to get a Nintendo Switch. Oh, that's what you're after. I fought getting a Switch until I saw the new Mario and saw the gameplay and stuff. And I don't think you understand how awesome it is to take your console, the whole console, with you everywhere. So, like, you never lose connection to the TV. Like, if you have to go pee and you're just like, man, well, you're a dude, you'd have to, like, sit. But, man, I really just, like, I want to beat this boss, but I'm about to pee my pants. Or you want to go on a car trip. Or you are getting your tires rotated and you're bored. Like, it's way more fun playing that than playing on your phone. Because games and stuff. I don't know. I like it. Granted, I've literally played nothing but Zelda, but I like it. I actually haven't played it on the TV in probably a month because we got a new switcher and I can't find the remote and I can't figure out how to make it get on the TV anymore. And the switcher is not working to make it on the TV. So I think it's on the wrong input, but it doesn't have an input button on the TV. And since I can't find the remote, I've just been playing it on the actual screen of the console for like a month. Best thing ever. Jacob, you can get near it. It's just if you take Zelda out, I'll break your legs. There was a Girl Scout selling to the line at Franklin's. Where's Franklin's? I don't want to lose my YouTube app on Wii U and want portable Stardew. So, like, isn't there YouTube on? Pretty sure I just heard a toilet flush. I feel like Steven made up that emergency. because he's about to be. Oh, nope, I hear Sam. Can you guys hear that? Hi, Sam. He can't hear us. But yeah, there's no YouTube or Netflix on. Oh, wow, I didn't know that. Do you have like a Kindle or an iPad or anything that would serve the same purpose? Barbecue place in Austin, 5 hour. Who would wait 5 hours for barbecue? Oh, Overcooked was so much fun. We beat it over Christmas and it was amazing. I mostly want the YouTube app so I can YouTube on the TV. Oh. Why wouldn't they include YouTube on the Switch? That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, hi, VAR. I just saw that you posted. I see you. I was like, he's gonna be so annoyed that I didn't say hi when he originally said hi. They sell out every day about 3 p.m. and they open at 11. Holy crap, like what are they doing to those pigs that people want all of I don't like barbecue. It just smells like dead pigs to me. But I guess in Austin, like everybody likes barbecue. So we watched this documentary on it was called Rotten, and one of them was about chickens, and they were talking about how the modern chicken, like they don't exist in the wild. Like we've basically lab ratted chickens, so they can't survive without people, which I thought was really interesting. And I'm just like, people just go out and eat chickens all the time, and people eat cows all the time. But I was looking up some stuff I wanted to see iguana pictures. And in other countries that have high populace of iguanas, they eat iguanas all the time. Dead pig smells awful. Sub, yes! You're the only other person I know that hates barbecue, my friend. But anyway, it made me like I started thinking about chickens. And I'm just like, chickens are little animals, just like iguanas are little animals, and they're not really that cute, but they're neat, and we eat them. And so I haven't been able to eat chicken since I watched that. And Jacob made this amazing chicken noodle soup, so I picked all the chicken out of it, and I kept putting it back in the thing so I could eat the noodles. Yay! I had to eat pulled pork for every meal for almost a week, and I lost all. When did you do that? Like, how long ago was that? There's a picture in H&H channel on Discord. Okay, VAR, just to catch you guys up, VAR was using Tinder to find friends, and so he found this chick that I'm assuming he thought was attractive, because otherwise I can't imagine he would be bothered, and he went out with her as friends because she has a boyfriend, but she's just looking for friends. Whatever. And now he's all capping it. We're just friends. We're just friends. We're just anyway. So I don't know how I feel about using Tinder as a friend finder. And he kept saying, man, I wish she was single. Man, I wish she was single. Man, why would you go out with a chick that you found on Tinder? Unless in the back of your mind you were hoping that she would break up with her boyfriend. You're not kidding. You make bad decisions, VAR. You need to run this crap through me. Yeah, why was she using Tinder to find friends? She smokes the devil's lettuce. Well, good. But did she pirate a car? You wouldn't steal a car. Why would you film a movie in your hoodie? Because hoodies make people evil and demonic.
Oh my gosh, I have no idea what happened. Oh, Jamal got in here. That's the problem. That's why there's so much chat.
We're yelling at him for using Tinder to find a friend.
Oh my gosh. Jamal, build something or weld something or do something else.
How is Sam?
He's sick. Stephanie's sick. Nobody's alive around here. I'm just trying to hold the place together with duct tape and love.
What is Mom doing?
They're asleep. Everybody's in bed. I'm the only person alive right now.
Oh, that's so depressing.
And trying to hope Sam goes to sleep. And Stephanie's like a zombie because she's sick. So it's just...
Oh.
Okay, I got that out of my system now.
You need some elderberry juice, yo.
No, I need like 3 of me. If there could be one of the, like a couple more me's. Get to work on a cloner, Jamal. If you could do that, that would be great.
Yeah, stop Tinder dating your friends and clone.
Yeah. All right, now we're back. All right, well, that detour is over. The end. And that's how the story went. So that's what happens when you eat snails with salt.
You eat them with garlic, yo.
Oh, gross. It all sounds so bad.
They don't taste bad. They're just not texturally good. And I don't understand why people eat them.
You should never eat snails that aren't, like, actually prepared, or you could get brain amoebas and die.
Like, just go out and eat a snail?
How have people done it before? I watched, like, that show. There used to be a show called, like, 99 Ways to Die or something like that. And it would tell stories of people who did really dumb things and died. And it was on Spike or something. You remember?
I think they have it on Netflix or something.
Gosh, it's an awful show because it's somehow glorifying, like, it's like we were doing on the show for like the first 5 episodes. When somebody died, we were like, that's such a stupid thing.
Yes.
But so it bothers me. It's like, these people died. Like, what are we doing? But it was one story about a guy who was trying to impress his girlfriend. He invited her over for dinner, and they were going to eat escargot, but he had just, like, found snails in a garden.
And then did what to them?
They ate them alive and kicking, and they had parasites in them, and it ate their brains. So don't do that. Yeah. So anyway, back to the story. Weed is good and cookies are bad. Wait, how's that go?
Well, so we're talking about like eating stupid stuff. Subject brought up the Tide Pod stuff. Stephanie told me that they were having to recall all of the Tide Pods because people keep killing themselves.
It's like, can we not just let Darwinism work? Like,
that's what I said. But then I thought about it. I'm like, can you imagine if you had a 12-year-old kid and you just came home and they were dead in the kitchen from eating Tide? First of all, I would bitch slap the hell out of them and scream at them for 2 hours and be like, you were supposed to go out by getting shot by James Bond. I had high hopes.
I have like one important rule I want to instill in Sam from an early age, and that is never participate in a competition that involves you putting anything in your mouth. Like, never. Any challenges, any competition, I don't care if it's school sanctioned. If you're putting something in your mouth in the name of a sport, stop it. Because I almost choked on a darn moon pie in a food-eating relay race one time. It scared the crap out of me. Who puts a moon pie in the bag of random crap you have to eat? Like, it's like,
I feel like that had to be Greater Beckley.
It was. And I shoved this whole darn moon pie in my mouth. It wasn't a real moon pie. It was a pretend, like, offshoot moon pie. Yeah. So it was more marshmallow than like, cookie.
So it was just
when I picked it up, I didn't know what it was. So I shoved the whole thing in my mouth. I was in a bad place for a minute. So I'm like, never again. No, I don't care. I will just be like, I am not participating in this. I do not want to risk my own health and die because you guys are trying to make me eat something really fast. People die all the time. People have died trying to race down hot dogs, choked on a hot dog and died. A kid in middle school was just like, who can eat the hot dog the fastest? And choked and died. Because no one can get the hot dog out. 8 minutes, brain dead. You're toast.
I feel like instead of saying, Sam, don't shove things down your throat, it could be maybe, perhaps you should send a text to someone not in grade school, high school, middle school, junior high, about what competition that you guys are doing, and then just not do it.
Yes. Just don't do the thing.
Just don't do the thing. Like, Steven and I used to punch each other until our knuckles were bloody, but that was...
We knew better. We just did it anyway.
Stephanie would just sit there and yell at us and roll her eyes and tell us we were being stupid, and then when she turned her back, we'd keep doing it.
But Ashley had to give up before me. That was...
Oh, bull crap! Bull crap! I did that like once.
It was so much fun. And then we just started randomly.
Our knuckles just got its like stupid huge knuckles after that.
Oh yeah. And then we just eventually started punching each other in the shoulder when one of them wasn't looking.
Yeah, because that's much easier to take for the most part than punching each other for 10 minutes because both of us are too stupid to give up.
Stupid and stubborn. Speaking of stupid and stubborn things, man, give us a 5-star review on whatever podcast service you use. If that's iTunes, pop on over to iTunes and say, man, I like this show, 5 stars. If it's Stitcher, man, I like this show, 5 stars. That's really good. That can help us get more popular. More people listen, more people hear this amazing stuff that you guys get to hear, and why not share that with your friends, Share the gospel of Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. Go out amongst the people and tell them, dude, I listen to this podcast. It's pretty rad, I'm not paying for your stars, Jamal. Jeez. Go, you know what you should do, Jamal? You should go make a Patreon that people can support and, work for these hard-earned dollars.
Actually, you should give us 5 stars for telling you to stop going on Tinder and talking to women until you're 25 because you can't handle them yet.
Yep.
Love
you. Follow us on Twitter at TwoDorksTV. You will see all the go live notifications for us there. You can tip us if you'd like to give us $1. Your tips are good at twodorks.net/tip. Or you can send us bits or even hit the subscribe button and use your Bezos bucks if you're an Amazon Prime member. That would be fantastic. That free sub has to go somewhere. Let's make it happen. Also, we're going to leave you guys with these words of wisdom.
Wait.
What?
Also, go download /buy Kelly Colby's book because I just did it and I'm going to start reading it because I realized I haven't read since October.
You should. Tarbin's True Air. Get that on that there Amazon there.
I have it on my Kindle.
It'll be great. And then after that, We're going to leave you with these words of wisdom from Marge Piercy. She says, my strength and my weakness are twins in the same womb. I like that. That's good.
Twins.
That's fun. You guys are amazing. Have yourselves a wonderful week. We'll see you next time right here on Horseshoes and Hand Grenades.
Bye.
Boop.
I like raisins.
Let's see.
Boop.
I gotta figure out.
Put your finger on your nose. You drink, I drink, we drink.
We drink, I drink, you drink. We put. Oh, man, that's a DJ Milk Dud song. There we go. We'll start from there. Sorry, I was figuring out. I had started the track for the show early, and just talked, so I needed to make sure where I was gonna start it.
I really did curse a lot for my curseless show, didn't I?
Oh yeah, forgot to even talk about that at the end. I keep forgetting. How many swears do you have before they jack it up? 11 swears.
Whatever.
Excellent work. Oh, Sam is never going to fall asleep.
Is he really?
Never going to fall asleep. I feel like Thursdays are just cursed. There's always something going on that leaves me babysitting on Thursday night. That just... It's
been the last 2 weeks that you had...
Oh my gosh, yeah, I've had to cover. Which, I mean, you can't help it. Things happen. It just sucks.
I'm assuming that Carolina lost and he's talking about, or Carolina won, and he's talking about the game being a bad ending and not us.
Oh, no, he would never say that about us. We're perfect.
Yeah.
There's nothing to complain about here. We're far too awesome. Bye, YouTube.